All right. Enough of this. Good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you are. I am Woof.
And I'm ABilli Free.
Today we're going to react and listen to the new Coke Studio 15, which just dropped hot, fresh off the grill. Let's do it. 3, 2, 1, go.
Coke Studio, Season 15.
Captions.
छा करणो नाए तू छो तो बुधाई जोर जी मेहंदी लगंदी नाए छा करणो आहे मुखे छा नाए तू छो बुधाई मुझे लाए जडे ताड़ी न बजाई तुझे हालते ऐ सवाल ते गाल छा कजे गड सफर में जो मां हुजा त बियो नाल छा कजे खाबन के वकोड़ियो थई पानी के बोड़ियो थई तोखे ये मोट दे दिसी चेती सारी खुदाई आई 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 तू बिसो घटे आई 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 तू बिसो घटे आई 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 घटे आई
Yeah. Mangi on the mic. मुझे मानू और मुझे इंतजार में हथ मेरी वो आशा बैठ मारनी जिया हो जाए मारो खटिया हिक रात में सरो संसार के दिख इंसान में हल हाने कर पे जो कमाल छा जो इंतजार आ सरियो आ काफलो जा दुख मिल्या कर कड तू मन मबा केंजी न मजारा हण पे जो धमाल साईं मां कंदो गाला लखजी अजकल भी कामयाबी हिक ई दकजी एडी वडाई बकेरे कमजी मुखा पचो माते कंदो गाला कजी अथी दिल में जेको भी गाए जेको भी ध्यान तो चाहे हाने तू थी देखा हिते हिसाब को ना है दुनिया है ख्वाब के कायम सोचो सपान के टाइम जिंदगी हलंदी रहंदी रुकंदी कदे भी ना है बट वरा के स्टाई सुमने ख्वाबन में बैठो तू आसमान चुमने जरे भी थी ड्रॉप छा जो मने पंजे जैसे के ते लाड़काण घुमंदे
खबर के वकोड़े होतई पानी के बोड़े होतई तो के ये मोटन दे दिसी जैती सारी खुदाई
आई 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 आई
मानु पटते ये सुमा सेष्टे मा
आई 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 आई
बाप पूरा ना है डिपेंड कैश ने मा
आई 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 आई
लाइट्स ऑन ना वीडियो आ सेष्टे मा
Beautiful.
बेनरस जिनक तो ऊंधाई वैली मुझो राणल पतो पाल साई वैली
बेनरस जिनक तो ऊंधाई वैली मुझो राणल पतो पाल साई वैली
खाबन के तो खाब दिखाया जागी पया कई खलवारा काफले में उतनहा नाए गदा दा सब कटनवारा फलसफो जिंदगी के दिन होता ही कोई भी न तो प्यारा तो के ये मोट ने दिसी चैती सारी खुदाई
Right.
God damn.
Tell me, I want to know.
First of all, gotta wipe some tears off.
Wow.
My father grew up in Sindh. He took me back to the small town that he grew up in. He's not Sindhi, but he was an immigrant there after the partition.
Hmm.
And his au pair, I guess you would call it, for his family. She obviously had passed away, but he went to go see her family. And those women spoke the old Sindhi like these women did, and it kind of brought up this visceral emotional memory,
Yeah.
you know. Yeah, it's great. I don't understand a word they were saying. Uh, Hindi is something I spoke it when I was until I was second grade because it was part of the curriculum, but I forgot it. So yeah,
It's still inside though,
it's crazy.
apparently, from your reaction.
Yeah, obviously they're good singers. They're emotional singers. They're true. Truth is evident in what they're doing from singing, and it kind of touched me a little bit. So, it reminded me of things of the past.
Yeah.
They did it. They fucking did it, man.
Wonderful. Yeah, way to like come out of the gate, you know?
Language is Sindhi, spoken by the Sindhi folks of Pakistan. The region derives its name from the river Indus. That's what the Greeks called it, Indus. And over time, the Persians and the Greeks and everybody started calling it the river Indus, and people beyond the river were Sindhis.
Mm.
The word Hindu also comes from that because they considered
Mm.
everybody in that region Hindu, and that's the etymology. Peacock is where the animal comes from. Sindh,
Ah,
Sindh and parts of India are that connected to Sindh. That's where the peacock comes from, and there's a lot to unpack here. I'm giving you cliff notes, but the story
yeah.
here is really about a folk story. This is a folk song.
Okay.
The story
Just
is a
wondering.
feminist narrative from like thousands of years ago. I don't know precisely what a king took a woman from this village. Her name was Marvi, and Marvi refused to be wed to the king. He gave her gifts, money, everything, and then he gave up. She was so stubborn. So he was like, all right, get out of here. And then she left. When she came back to her region, people were like celebrating. Here she comes. Everybody sort of like, it became sort of like a local legend. She came back intact, unspoiled, and all that.
Making people feel. So, and I was wondering if this was an old song, because that's been sort of the theme, that these songs are like thousands of years old and they're sort of given new life and new breath through Coke Studio. So you answered one of my questions.
Yeah.
And as far as lyrically, I picked up on all of those things without knowing the story, right? So, and I think that inside of the lyrics there is a story that can be very real, but I was like, okay, is she an actual person or is she an idea? And I think it's both, this idea of there is actually a story connected to a person, but also this idea of freedom, this idea of resistance and expression, breaking limitations, being pride, not necessarily proudful, right? But the people seeing her coming back into the village, feeling super proud of her. And then also this idea of self versus community. I kind of picked up on that as well. And so within your story, I think that there is a little bit of both in there. So ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
I feel pretty,
Yeah.
pretty happy of that. One of the, there was a lot of lyrics happening, and I would love to just like go back and like look at those. But the rapper, I like loved his flow, and he said something about the world runs on dreams. And you know, basically this idea of empowerment, like go and do what you dream, basically. So for me, that felt really good, felt very well placed. I also like the first singer a lot, and I also like the second woman singer. I mean, I like them all, but like I'm a sucker for like
texture.
the textured voices. Like I'm a sucker for that, you know.
Yeah.
So that's that. As far as like visually, I love these elements, right? The peacock, the sand painting, all of these designs, the embroidery, the outfits, the colors. I feel like they sort of took like a pop feel on this particular song.
Yeah.
It didn't feel out of place. It felt well
Yeah. Yeah.
integrated.
Yeah.
And then I'm also looking at like all of the Coke Studio videos that I've seen, and it feels like each of these songs are taking place in different locales, but it feels like it might be like even the same city, right? It feels like very close, like each of these videos could be happening in like someone's house over here, someone's
Yeah.
courtyard over here. Like it feels, which
Yeah.
for me speaks to like the cohesion. Like it feels very cohesive across videos, and even like, you know, with the exception of some of the videos where we've seen where it's like more of a live studio,
Yeah.
live
Yeah.
presentation. Like it feels like there's a thread going through. So also interesting, this new tagline, Coke Studio Sound of the Nation, right? I'm interested to see how they're gonna, you know, how that
Yeah.
evolves
Yeah.
throughout the
Yeah.
season. So
Crazy.
yeah.
This whole thing is a set. I'm pretty sure of it. And I've been to rural Sindh, and this is precisely the type of things that are adorned on the walls.
Mm.
One thing that struck me was the Indus River was famous for its blind, big ass dolphins. You
Oh,
know, it's
wow.
yeah, and I saw a painting of the dolphin there, and I was like, I immediately remember there's
Yes, okay.
yeah. You know, it's odd. It's like the juxtaposition of this woman adorned in this attire painting a dolphin. You know, it's like you'd see something like that in Southern California. I know people painting a dolphin on the side of the wall or something crazy like that, but it's just, you know, I appreciate it. I appreciated that. All the stuff I'm pretty sure is a set, and it's exactly made to feel like part of original synth. Yeah, rap is like weird to me at first because, you know, I was like, I don't know if I'm buying it or not. But like, you know, because I barely hear rap in Urdu, let alone a language, you know, like
Mhm.
Sindhi that, you know, but they seem to have made it work. And they're all sort of chiming in on the same theme of Marvi, where the women actually give you the actual welcome back. The first guy, I think he was sort of like, from what I understand, I have to look at the lyrics again, but it seems like he was talking about from the woman's perspective, Marvi's perspective, that I've come back.
Yeah.
You know, I have like henna on my hands, but like I'm not really happy about that because I was forced to put this on, blah blah blah. And the rapper, the kid is talking about the empowerment aspect of it, uh, you know, reclaiming things, and then the women, they steal the show first of all, and gosh, whew, they're amazing.
Yeah.
They, you know, it seems like they seem like they're singers. You know, they seem like that's what they do for a living, which is nice. You know, I'd love to see this. I just noticed there's like a 20-minute behind the scenes video.
Yeah. Maybe we can dig into that.
Yeah, we can check out these oof, looks like there's like 100 names
Yeah, I was
listed
looking
here.
at this, that as far as like set and team and everything,
God.
which is great because oftentimes with videos like
Yeah.
you don't get credits like this.
Yeah. Yeah, that looks like the budget got a little bit bigger. Just that's my guess. Not that it was already like big. And it's nice that they've moved on. I was kind of like an OG fanatic, Coke Studio fanatic, but like they moved on to a video music format, but I think they're using the themes of inclusion and diversity and using it on purpose, so it's just nice. It
Yeah.
allows them to bring things in. They're sacrificing maybe some of the originalness. I don't know how to articulate it. I think, that's what the Gen Z and newer folks want to see, which is fair. Fair. The world doesn't revolve around me, unfortunately. So
Yeah, and it's for me, it's all for me being, on this journey with you to get the education about and the history and the historical background of all of these differences, right? Of this diversity, right? And so perhaps they did have to sacrifice some things in order to put this on display, and kudos to them, for showcasing,
yeah.
this culture and the language and the style.
Yeah. It's yeah, I'm gonna listen to this again. It's crazy. I like it. I think I can see when my son has been listening to it nonstop.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. Yeah.
Yeah, it is catchy too. It's definitely catchy for sure. Here's the thing you mentioned earlier. It's got like a new world music feel to it. They're using old instruments probably from the area, but they made it feel like Afropop. So they're really all about truly about fusion, and it doesn't feel like fusion because it sounds cohesive.
Yeah.
It's got that Afropop feel to it.
Yeah, they also kind of focused in on all of the percussion that they were using
Yeah.
in there, right? Where before in other videos, we've seen a lot of like stringed instruments and some electronic pieces, but this one was like, okay, let's focus in on these percussive elements, which I think is cool.
Do you remember seeing like the crazy instrument where the guy's got strings in his mouth?
Yeah. Good old mouth harp. I know they use those in Mongolia. I bought one when we were over there.
Really? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the patchwork clothing, that's
Yeah,
staple.
the colors are like also amazing, and I noticed the difference in style as well.
I'm taken aback. I just don't know what else to add to it at the moment. There's just a lot going on here,
Yeah, it is there, and even with the lyrics, like it was going so fast, and I was like, I'm just only catching pieces of it as well. So
Okay, well, that was season 15 coming out with a bang. It was amazing. I don't know what else to say. Till the next time, I am Wolf.
I'm ABilli free.
We'll see you around.